Hi, I'm Holly from CourseStorm. I'm going to walk you through class registration in CourseStorm so you can see how registered data flows back into Spektrix to give you a complete picture of your patron journey. So on the landing page here, this can also be embedded right into your site. As we scroll down, you can search for classes with keywords. We also have a featured classes carousel, and you can browse by categories. I'll hit browse all and sign up for a couple camps. So we'll start with Broadway Camp. Here on the class details page, we've got an image. You can use our stock image library or upload your own photo. Then we have class name, instructor, age range, the price, and class description. If there's a payment plan available, it'll show right here, and then session date and time and maps to location. I'll go ahead and register. I'm already logged in, so it remembers my info and has my children already listed in my account. If I was a new student, I'd create an account during the checkout process by putting in some basic contact information. So I will put my son Mason in this Broadway camp. Again, this is sample data for this example. I could check out, but I'm going to continue browsing and add Layla to a camp. We'll put Layla in Rock Camp. And continue. All right, so I could keep browsing, but I'll check out now. It's going to start asking any form questions. You can completely customize the types of questions you ask during checkout to gather all the info you need. And we'll get into specific questions for Mason and Layla. Any allergies? Layla, we'll put stings. All right, so I could pay in full or I could choose a payment plan. We'll continue. Here on the checkout page, we have a chance to review all the details, enter a promo code if I have one. So I could update any contact info. If I needed to change any answers from the form questions, I could do that here as well and see the pricing breakdown. I could also choose to switch over to a payment plan here. From here, I'm going to go ahead and complete the purchase. As I do that, immediately a few things are going to happen. I'll get an automatic receipt in my email. Layla and Mason will be added to their respective rosters, and then all of that registrant data is going to flow directly into Spektrix. It'll stay as a household and update any existing records. If there is no existing record, then it will create a new one. All right, now I will hand it off to the Spektrix team so they can show you how that data looks in Spektrix.
Hi, I'm Tom from Spektrix, and I'm going to show you how that CourseStorm data appears in the Spektrix system and how it can then be used. So I've logged into the sales interface of Spektrix here, and I'm now going to search for the customer by their surname. So we can see Holly's account here, and we can see a little pop-up here letting us know that she's a class booker. So whenever the team come into contact with Holly, we know this about her and her previous booking and registration history. If we click into the record here and go through to orders, we've got a full list of all of the orders that have been processed. And here we can see those bookings for Broadway Camp Junior and Rock Camp. And if we click in here, we can see the price that was paid for those registrations. So in Spektrix, we can see that Holly is booking for class and camps, which particular classes and camps are being purchased, and how much is being spent, not just for our class and camp registration, but across all of the events and all the items that we might be selling. So Spektrix will have a full record of orders, of tickets, donations, memberships, and through the CourseStorm integration, any of these registrations as well. If we jump into the insights and mailings part of Spektrix, this is where all of our reports sit. So we could come in here and let's say we wanted to look at an event sales summary report. You'll probably be familiar with these in Spektrix for putting events on your performances, but we could also come in here and run that same report for one of our classes and camps. So let's say that we want to do that for Broadway Camp Junior. And with any reports in Spektrix, these can be run as PDF, Excel, CSV. We could also schedule them to be emailed automatically based on the timings of when we need that report. And then if we have a look at the data in that report, we can see how much revenue we've generated for this particular camp. And we can also see how we're doing against the financial target that we set here. You can also, using criteria sets, pull in more registrations into that. So we might say, let's group together, and this is using the concept of attributes in Spektrix, where you can categorize all of the items, events, and tickets and donations that you're selling. So here I've got, in this demo system, a genre classification for class and camp. So here I'm saying I want to include any of those events that have been classified as class and camps, and also saying, looking at a date range, so from today onwards, so I want to look at any of those class and camps that are taking place in the future. So that report's just going to run here, and it's the same look and feel of the report, but there's more data in it. So here we can see got all of those upcoming classes and camps, how we're doing against the financial targets that we've set. So you can use these reports for the data that's being pulled in from CourseStorm in the same way as you will from all the sales that have been handled directly through Spektrix. And then in terms of sort of the customer recognition tools here, we can move into our customer lists. I've got a few examples here. So we might, for example, just want to look at our most engaged patrons. And what we can start to build up here is a picture of who these individuals are based on their interactions with us. So this is the customer list builder. So here I'm saying I want to look at people who've been to 2 or more of our class and camps, and that again is using that attribute classification for the events that have been classed as class and camps, and people that have been to 3 or more concerts and have donated above $15 or more. So I can start to really think about who are the specific customers, the specific patrons that I want to speak to, and then layer up all of that data using the data that's populated in Spektrix and the data that's being written back to Spektrix through the CourseStorm integration. We might also want to use that, because we could do a very simple segment that's just looking for anyone who's registered for a particular camp. So in this example, this is a segment that's just looking for any customers who have registered for the Broadway Camp Junior. So we might want to use that to market to customers as part of an upcoming family event. We might want to target all the customers that we know will be interested in that because their kids came along to our Broadway Camp Junior. Or we might want to do something that's more automated. So here I'm saying, find me all the people that previously booked camps, but have not yet booked for the camps for 2025. And customers can then be sent through an automated program in .digital, which is our email marketing platform. So this is the entry condition, people that booked camps previously, but haven't booked camps this year. And then that can move them into a .digital programmatic campaign, like the example you can see here. So we've got that entry condition, and then we can send reminders, so we're maybe letting people know that these places are selling out really quickly. If a customer receives this mailing and then goes on to book, they'll make that booking through CourseStorm, but because it's being written back to Spektrix, we've got full visibility of that. So that will then mean that the customer's not being sent any of their follow-up correspondence because they don't meet the entry condition anymore because they have actually made that booking for this term. But any customers that haven't done that, we can set rules like wait a period of time and then look at interactions with these campaigns. And then again, set another rule to wait and then maybe vary the follow-up correspondence. And then what we can also do here is we've got different, what they call nodes in .digital. So one example of a node is an email campaign, but it could also be an SMS messaging campaign or paid advertising through Facebook, Google, and now TikTok. So that means that if those customers maybe haven't gone to book for the camp yet, they can then be served up content on social media or on Google Ads to nudge them into making that booking. And then again, as soon as they make that booking, they'll be excluded from the automated program because they won't meet the entry criteria that we've specified here. So that's a quick walk through some of the benefits of the Spektrix and CourseStorm integration. Thank you for your time.